$39.95. And as part of our 1 million bottle giveaway, Dr. Orden is including a second $60 bottle of Fill and Freeze free. That's nearly $120 of Fill and Freeze for only $39.95. Dr. Orden will even include his Micro Pure Resurfacing Pads, Intensive Repair Serum, and Collagen Lift Moisturizer, a $200 value, free. Order now and we'll even upgrade your order to express delivery. That's a $15 value, free. Plus, you even get to try it risk-free for 30 days with our money-back guarantee. But you must call to order. Call 1-800-730-7432. That's 1-800-730-7432. Order now.
Welcome back to Weather Center Live. A couple of Boston snow numbers for you. 23.8 inches. That was from Winter Storm Marcus. 78 inches. That's the snowfall for the season in Boston. In the last 3 weeks, we've had 2 of the 7 biggest snowstorms in the city's recorded history. Many of you are asking us, is this global warming? And joining me to talk about these issues are Weather Underground climate expert Dr. Jeff Masters and the Deputy Director of the Climate Change Science Institute, Dr. Benjamin Preston. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. I'd like to start off with a quote from UCAR Dr. Kevin Trenberth. He said, "The often asked question of whether an event is caused by climate change is the wrong question. All weather events are caused by climate change because the environment in which they occur is warmer and moister than it used to be." Dr. Masters, how does an increase in moisture relate to these spectacular snowstorms in Boston?
The oceans are warmer, which means that more moisture evaporates off the ocean and goes into these storms. And when that moisture gets into the storms, then it condenses and releases the heat that it gained in the first place. And that helps power the storms, makes the winds stronger, helps create stronger updrafts, which can create those thunder snows, which 2 to 3 inch per hour snowfall rates like we get in these very intense snowstorms.
So in a warmer world, you would expect that we would get stronger snowstorms or heavier snows?
There's always going to be plenty of cold air up in Canada flowing down southwards to meet the warm air coming up from the ocean. So yes, if it's cold enough to snow, if you've got more moisture in the air, you potentially could have stronger snowstorms.
All right, Dr. Preston, we've heard some frustration from Boston officials over the last couple of days. If we get more and more of these big events, is it going to be enough for us to respond as we always have, mostly on a local level?
Well, I think action at the local level is critical, and we're seeing that right now. But to enable action at the local level requires action by other parties. So that means state government, federal government, to some extent the private sector needs to be involved, as do individual households. So the key is really how we get all these different actors to work together in a coordinated way to build resilience, get resources to the right place at the right time.
All right, and Dr. Masters, it's been so cold for so long in Boston. Some people wonder how it is that we can have brutal winters if the planet is getting warmer, and how does the upper wind flow relate to this?
We have to understand that the brutal winter that's happening in the Northeast is not happening everywhere. Over in the western U.S., we've had some record highs over the past few weeks. Places like San Francisco and Salt Lake City have seen the warmest temperatures ever recorded for so early in the year. And what's going on is a jet stream has taken on a very unusually amplified shape. We've got extreme low pressure over the Northeast, extreme high pressure over the West. And if you kind of average things out, well, then the temperatures don't seem so extreme over the larger planet.
Yeah, I think another interesting fact is that the United States, the continental United States, occupies about 2% of the entire surface area of the globe. It's not very much of the planet.
Yeah, and last year was the warmest year on record, averaged over the entire globe. But if you look at the U.S., that was one of the cool spots. It just wasn't that cool everywhere else.
Dr. Preston, in general, we expect the government to solve big issues, but if they don't or can't, how do households need to learn to adapt to these new threats?
Yeah, great question. I think first and foremost, households need to know the risk. A case in point is we look at flood risk in the United States. Often after a flood event, we find households where individuals didn't know they were living in a floodplain, or they didn't know that they weren't insured for flood risk. So step one is just understanding your vulnerability. And then step two, as we always say, be prepared. So think ahead a bit about these events, listen to your local authorities and the warnings that they're giving, and make make sure you have resources on hand and a plan to get through and cope with these types of extremes.
And one last question for either of you. There's been a very troubling trend towards the rejection of science, most recently with vaccinations for quite a while in climate. Could you talk about the level of work that goes into scientific research?
You know, science is constructed so that a very high value is placed on truth. If you don't make the right results, you're not going to get published.
And Dr. Preston?
Yeah, well, I think a scientist, lives and dies by their credibility, but we can't demand credibility. Credibility has to be earned over time by doing good science.
All right. Doctors Jeff Master and Ben Preston, thank you so much for your time as we continue to try to find some answers here to this very, very challenging question.
I have the worst cold with this runny nose. I better take something.
Dayquil Cold and Flu doesn't treat your runny nose.
Seriously?
Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold and Cough fights your worst cold symptoms plus your runny nose.
Oh, what a relief it is.
Let's do a reality check. Kids will be kids. Dogs will be dogs. So let's get some paint that's more than just paint. Made to stand up to this and look beautiful for years. Let's lose the old marks and messes and stop new ones in their tracks. Let's worry-proof our walls. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Behr Premium Plus with Easy Clean Finish starting at $25.97 a gallon.
Atlantic Beach Florida.
Oh, love it.
Houma, Louisiana.
Oh, fantastic food. Carefree, Arkansas.
Been there.
Looneyville, Texas.
Done that. Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Phil and I go way back. Love that little animal.
Weekday mornings, Jim Cantori, Sam Champion, and Jennifer Delgado on AMHQ, starting at 7.
So we've got like 60 years of experience here, and that's just Sam.
Weekday mornings at 7, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 69 degrees under fair skies. Today, mostly sunny. High 72. Winds north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mainly clear. Low 52. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, sunny skies. High 77. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Constipation, diarrhea, gas, bloating?
Yes.
One Phillips Colon Health probiotic cap each day helps defend against these occasional digestive issues with 3 types of good bacteria. Live the regular life. Phillips.
Grandpa Bodie, Grandma said you used to be out of control.
Really? I guess I did take some risks. I trained a little bit differently. I was a little too honest sometimes. The media is useless.
You were out of control.
But not always.
Your mom's got your back. Your friends have your back. Your dog's definitely got your back. But who's got your back when you need legal help? We do. We're LegalZoom. And over the last 10 years, we've helped millions of people protect their families and run their businesses. We have the right people on hand to answer your questions, backed by a trusted network of attorneys. So visit us today for legal help you can count on. LegalZoom. Legal help is here.
Don't miss the Princess Cruises 50th anniversary sale. Our biggest sale ever. Save up to $500 per person. Everywhere we sail, all around the world. Call your travel consultant or 1-800-PRINCESS. Princess Cruises. Come back new.
Who's responsible for this?
If something goes wrong, you find a scapegoat. Rick. It's what you do.
What'd you say?
When it comes to Medicare, everyone talks about what happens when you turn 65. But really, it's what you do before that counts. See, Medicare doesn't cover everything, only about 80% of Part B medical costs. The rest is on you.
Consider an AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company. Like all standardized Medicare Supplement insurance plans, it could really save you in out-of-pocket medical costs. So call now and request this free decision guide. Discover how an AARP Medicare Supplement plan could go long for you.
Do you want to choose your doctors? Avoid networks. What about referrals?
All plans like these let you visit any doctor or hospital that accepts Medicare patients, with no networks and virtually no referrals needed. So call now, request your free guide, and explore the range of AARP Medicare supplement plans.
65 may get all the attention, but now is a good time to start thinking about how you want things to be.
Go long.
Remember, Berries.com. Click the mic and enter code WEATHER or call 888-SWEET-90.
The wildest weather ever caught on camera. Oh my God! Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight. Wild weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.
I gotta park 2-3 feet away from the curb sometimes, and it's it's bad.
Yeah, people are getting frustrated trying to shovel, pick, and hack down ice just to reach their cars. The answer, at least in Port Washington, New York, is a bus-sized machine that melts away snow piles. Snow melters use a burner to melt snow about 100 tons or 13 dump truck loads every hour. That's fairly efficient there. Well, let's head over to somebody just as efficient. Into the lab now with Dr. Greg Postel. No rest for the weary, Dr. Greg.
Nick, that's exactly right. Let's look now over the next 48 hours through Friday. We're going to get some more snow in the Northeast. This is not going to be particularly heavy. We've got some 1 to 3 inch areas, but it's over the same places that have gotten so much already. You want a break? You're not really going to get much of one over the next 48 hours, although the sun is out right now in the Northeast. I'm looking at the satellite pictures, and I'm seeing more circulations aloft that are about ready to move in. They're sort of following that northwesterly flow in the jet stream, about like that, guys. And there's just a couple of little clipper systems that will kind of nickel and dime you, so to speak, across the region. Neither one of them producing substantial amounts of snow, but still, going through the afternoon today, we're going to see some snow showers break out across the region, across parts of New England, and maybe even some lake effect snows here across parts of Indiana and Michigan, downwind of Lake Michigan. Watch out for that tomorrow morning. And then maybe some snow getting into parts of eastern Massachusetts and eastern New England again tomorrow night, guys. But I think the substantial development here of a low pressure system will happen far enough offshore Thursday night and Friday as to leave most of New England relatively clear of the biggest of all snows. Again, remember, we're going only 1 to 3 in the next 48 hours. But it doesn't change, because on Saturday and Sunday, another system is coming in, bringing some snow across the region. And I think Saturday night there's a shot here of some more significant snows, more so than the next 40 hours. Maybe, there's some models that are dropping 6 inches of snow again in parts of eastern Massachusetts, largely on Saturday night and Sunday, as another system really begins to wind up, especially offshore. Again, guys, this pattern will not go away. I'm kind of thinking it's going to be sticking around for another week to 10 days at least, especially when you look at the temperature pattern, you get a sense for overall what the jet stream is doing. Look at these numbers on Saturday. Really cold air is going to be driving southward into the deep south. Guys, it's going to be in the 30s in Georgia, teens in Boston, 6 in Detroit. The eastern half of the country locked into this Arctic sludge, I call it. And you know what? You know what I want to blame right now? I want to blame the jet stream. And let's do that. Let's go to the weekend and look at the jet stream over the Pacific Ocean. You have this westerly wind out there, right? But you know what? It stops. The traffic stops right at that longitude. The westerly wind doesn't come into North America and warm us up. No, instead, it does one of these curlicues back up in here and then kind of drives southward and out of Canada like that. We are not getting the westerly wind that we need to warm us up. And I think it's going to be like this for another week to 10 days. And if you want to go back and wonder why we're locked in it, you can go back farther than November 1st. If you look at the pattern November 1st, since then, really on average, we've seen the graveyard of these large cyclonic storms out there in the Gulf of Alaska And what that has done repeatedly is sent that ridge way to the north, just like I showed you on those maps before, and led to repeated cold shots, one after the other, more so targeting the northeast and the southeast, but the southeast is not going to escape it, we don't think, in the next week to 10 days, because if you animate it out, look at some of these purples coming down out of Canada. My goodness. Look at this one, and it looks like there's a shot next Thursday and Friday that will really have a cold shot that goes again into the south. So, guys, we've been in it really for a long time, and for more than, I would say, more often than not over the next week to 10 days. Watch out for more cold and more snow in the northeast. Again, guys, I wish I had better news for you, but maybe the groundhog was right. 6 more weeks, right? Nick and Viv, back to you.
Oh, I hate to say it, but yeah, you're probably right about that.
Punxsutawney Phil needs to be in the witness protection program, let me tell you, because if anybody sees him, they're going to be like, oh!
Yeah, we seem to go from one extreme to the other, from record-breaking snow in the northeast to views like this in the west.
Yeah, we're talking record warmth and dry conditions, more like spring than winter right now. We're looking for an escape from winter. You can go to LA. You know, it's always beautiful there. We'll talk more about other places where it's nice too. Stay with us. We're back in 60 seconds.
Currently in our area, 70 degrees under fair skies. Today, mostly sunny. High 72. Winds north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mainly clear. Low 52. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, sunny skies. High 77. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
We are knee-deep in winter, and almost everyone in the Northeast know exactly what I'm talking about because we're waist-deep in snow.
And if the snow wasn't enough, add in the dangerous cold temperatures, having to make sure your home stays warm, and if you have to venture out, making sure you're prepared.
And now add in more winter weather, and it's enough to make you really mentally fatigued. But we're here to take away some of your stress by making sure that you know what's coming, when it's coming, where, and how much. Your live in-depth coverage starts right now on Weather Center Live. And we thank you so much for joining us. I'm Vivian Brown.
And I'm Nick Walker. Viv, I got to say how wonderful it is to be back with you here in our midday.
Yes.
Yeah. But you know what? We got some bad news to talk about. An already miserable location, just getting worse, it looks like.
Yeah, and we talk about the uncertainty surrounding, of course, the back-to-back Clipper systems that's on the way in the Northeast, likely making people uneasy as they try to get back to their normal lives.
Yeah, so let's just dive into it, talk about adding insult to injury. Some cities are getting tough with people who leave their cars in the way of snowplows. Tow trucks have been out in full force in New Haven, Connecticut. A lot of people complained, though, saying they only got noticed the night before and that some signs weren't visible. New Haven officials say they're working on better ways to let people know about parking bans to remove snow.
And how's this for irony? Check out Summer Street, piled high with snow. Now, this is in the Marblehead, Massachusetts area where they're running out of room to put the snow. Some say that the snow banks are some 8 feet high. Town officials say it's a safety issue now, and dumping the snow into the harbor is perhaps one option.
Summer Street. Yeah, a lot of people looking forward to summer in one form or another. So let's talk about some of these records because of all the snow and take a look at Boston here. It's just been amazing. The 7-day total of 40.5, that breaks that record.
Yeah.
And then we got the 14-day record broken. We've got the 20-day record broken, the 30-day record broken, and now the 40-day record
and
broken.
The 40-day record, of course, that's over 6 feet, and you talk about extremely heavy snow, and the weight of that snow is really pushing on some of the roofs in the home homes there, and that's causing some problems as well.
All courtesy of 4 back-to-back winter storms. And, you know, they're trying to get some sense of normalcy here.
Yeah. Okay, let's take you to Beantown because they're trying to return to normalcy for sure, allowing people the chance to dig out from all of the record snow. Now, Paul Goodlow is there in the Boston area. And, Paul, you had a little bit of light snow earlier coming in from the ocean, but this will come to an end soon. But I'll tell you what, it's still a rough time.
It certainly has. In fact, I woke up this morning hoping to see sunshine. We see a little bit right now, but we're still seeing some light ocean effect snow coming in here, and temperatures at 19 degrees. You mentioned Summer Street. This is Summer Street, Summer and Atlantic, so it certainly doesn't feel like summer. This is definitely a brutal winter we're going through. You mentioned those snowstorms. It sounds like a bad law firm of Juneau, Kari, Linus, and Marcus, all responsible for 6 feet of snow here. And I'm standing outside of the South Station where you got Amtrak and also some of the MBTA lines coming in, and the MBTA local subway basically running about 70% of capacity because they're still trying to clear snow from the rails. Not only the rails for the trains, but the third rail, and there's just no place to put all this, and definitely impacting people's commute times, because even if they do get to go back to work today, they might be delayed getting in, even getting home, all because of leftover snow now with this storm. Now, the forecast, unfortunately, not really cooperating because we're expecting the cold air to stick around and get even colder towards the weekend, and two more pushes of snow and even small bits of snow, 2-3 inches. I mean, in terms of the psyche of the people around here, it's just, yeah, it's not what people need. They need more sunshine. They need spring. And again, we're 37, 38 days away. It cannot come soon enough here across Boston. Viv?
Not soon enough, that's for sure, Paul. Thanks very much for your great reports, of course, out of the Boston area. And here's a look at the winter weather radar, because we talk about that area of low pressure that was associated with Marcus, but still on the back side of it, we have the moisture coming in from the ocean, the winds coming in from the ocean with this cold air. And it's kind of the ocean effect snow that we're finding in Boston right now. Just a few flurries in the air. If you go a distance away and the sun really does come out in the Worcester area, even Nashua and Springfield, Massachusetts, lots and lots of sunshine, but you saw that temperature, right? Only 25 degrees, so it's still very cold. Okay, there's the area of low pressure, but another that we're watching, and it too will make its way into the Northeast late tomorrow, unfortunately. So more snow is expected across this region. Here's a look at your forecast, Boston. Back to you, Nick.
And you know what? They've had back-to-back clipper systems across Minnesota. A clipper moved sleet, freezing rain, and snow through Minneapolis-St. Paul overnight and this morning. But you know what? A second clipper is set to bring more precipitation to the Twin Cities tomorrow night. Now, granted, we don't like the icy conditions there, but they need some snowfall there around much of Minnesota, particularly due to the fire danger that could occur due to the lack of snowfall a little bit later on. But, you know, these clippers just over and over and over through the Northeast are not something we want to see. We've got this scenario where we have clippers just coming right over the northern tier of states. And as you know, a clipper usually kind of dry air. We need moisture, and we've got moisture from Lake Michigan and Lake Ontario. Lake Erie, pretty much ice covered right now, but because the air is so cold coming across that relatively warmer water here around Lake Michigan and Lake Ontario, we've got a little bit of lake effect snow going on here, and that's going to accumulate, particularly here in Michigan, maybe as much as 5 to 8 inches of snowfall. Lesser amounts there toward the south, northern Indiana, southern portions of Michigan could get 3 to 5, and then 1 to 3 inches toward the east. But with all of this cold air continuing to blast into the Northeast, we've got the potential for more snowfall. And we've got moisture that's going to be coming from the ocean. That'll be our moisture source here by the time we get into Friday. So here comes the system. A little bit of light snow, then we tap some of that moisture, and there it goes. More snow here for southern New England, up into portions of northern New England too. 1 to 3 inches mostly in these areas. Okay, so not everybody's going to get a whole lot from this, but it is going to be bitterly cold, and we'll continue to talk about that too, Viv.
All right, we'll keep watching because we'll have a new computer model run at 1:30 for the latest on these steadily changing clipper systems. We're right back right after this short break. Stay with us.
When the moment's spontaneous, why pause to take a pill? Or stop to find a bathroom? Cialis for daily use is approved to treat both erectile dysfunction and the urinary symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently, day or night. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any symptoms of an allergic reaction, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use and the free 30-tablet trial.
So you think all auto glass companies are the same? Well, they're not. When your windshield needs to be replaced, nobody makes it as worry-free as Safelite. First, Safelite emails a photo of the technician, so you know who to expect and how soon.
Right on time.
Safelite's one-of-a-kind True Seal technology places a new glass in perfect position for a strong, reliable bond you can trust.
Oh, that looks great.
You're all set.
Thank you so much.
Schedule now to get the Safelite Advantage.
Safelite repair, Safelite replace.
Heartburn.
Did someone say burn? Try Alka-Seltzer Relief Chews. They work just as fast and are proven to taste better than Tums Smoothies assorted fruit.
Amazing.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Chews. Enjoy the relief.
Every Sunday night, we're joining these extreme fortune seekers, gambling on the dig of their lives.
Get down now! This ain't a good place to make a mistake.
Season 3 of Prospectors, The $1 Million Mountain. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 70 degrees under fair skies. Today, mostly sunny. High 72. Winds north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mainly clear. Low 52. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, sunny skies. High 77. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
The wildest weather ever caught on camera. Oh my God! Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight. Wild Weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.
Please. No. Please? No.
For those headaches that just aren't bad enough for a lot of medicine, there's new Excedrin Mild Headache. 35% less medicine, plus a booster to end everyday headaches fast.
Wow, my headache's gone.
Excedrin Mild Headache.
All cars are racing against time. Some are just doing better than others. Save 25% on durable Firestone Destination LE2 tires for your SUV at Firestone Complete Auto Care. Whatever you drive a Firestone.
I have a cold with terrible chest congestion. Better take something.
Theraflu Severe Cold doesn't treat chest congestion.
Really?
New Alka-Seltzer Plus Day Powder rushes relief to your worst cold symptoms plus chest congestion.
Oh, what a relief it is.
Here we go!
Can a protein originally found in a jellyfish improve your memory? Our scientists say yes. Researchers have discovered a protein that actually supports healthier brain function. It's the breakthrough in a supplement called Prevagen. As we age, we lose proteins that support our brain. Prevagen supplements these proteins and has been clinically shown to improve memory. It's safe and effective. For support of healthier brain function, a sharper mind, and clearer thinking, try Prevagen for yourself today.
Well, this is what's happening across New England today because of all of the snow. There's been several roof collapses and cave-ins.
Yeah, you know, what we've had is dozens of them over the past several days, from homes to businesses, including a music store in Rockland, Massachusetts. It's a home to a rhinestone-covered grand piano, once played by Liberace.
All right, well, let's bring in our own meteorologist, Mark Elliott. He's going to explain the science behind the weight of snow and why it could cause your roof to cave in.
Standing inside this room, you wouldn't think I'd have any problems because of snow accumulation, but right above my head, that's where the real danger lies. A cubic foot of snow can weigh around 7 pounds if the snow is dry and fluffy, but could weigh over 20 pounds if it is wet and compacted. Now, 2 feet of snow over this entire roof would weigh 150,000 pounds. The weight above this room alone is the equivalent of 3 full-size grand pianos. That's enough weight to have the roof cave in, and that's why it's so important to remove the snow.
And it's not just the flat roofs you have to watch out for. Pitched roofs can accumulate snow as well. Just look at this roof behind me. You get 2 feet of snow up there, and it's the equivalent of 9 heavy-duty pickup trucks on top of the roof. And when that amount of snow starts to slide, it can easily damage or destroy anything in its path. And that's why we tell you to watch out for those snow-covered roofs. Finally, when it comes to describing that sheer force of the weight of snow, nothing describes it more than the power of an avalanche. A typical avalanche can roll downhill at more than 60 miles per hour, bringing with it a wall of snow, ice, and other debris. And once it's rolling downhill, there is nothing that will stop that force from destroying anything in its path. Unfortunately, once those avalanche conditions are in place, it doesn't take much to trigger the event. Some more snow, rain, thunder, even a skier can bring down that avalanche. So next time you're watching those flurries weightlessly fluttering down to earth, remember, if you get too many of those flurries in one place, you can have massive problems. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Mark Elliott.
Oh, the weight of snow. But you know what? It's not just the weight of snow, but also the change in temperature inside and outside of your home that can compromise the integrity of your roof. Here's how. Now, of course, when it's cold outside, you turn on your heat inside, right? And that heat rises all the way to the attic because hot air rises. Now, that heat from the attic can melt the snow that's on top of your roof, and icicles form along the edge of the roof and freeze in pockets, creating an ice dam. Now, that dam can trap water that leaks into the holes in your roof because every roof has holes in them, and that gets, of course, inside of the walls of your home. Of course, when the walls are with water in them, then they are a little weaker than normal, and the weakened walls can eventually weaken your roof and makes it more possible that the roof could cave in or even collapse. So the best thing to do is make sure that you look up and see if you see any of the panels in your roof coming down or sagging or anything like that. And do whatever you can. Call 911 if you see that happening. Back to you, Nick.
All right, thanks, Faye. Let's show folks what that looks like. This is a picture from Back Bay here in Boston. And we've got to see that stripe of ice that goes down the side of the building. There's a downspout underneath that, but the water it won't drain down it. So it stays up on the roof, or at least comes down over the downspout because it's so frozen, and gets in the houses, even going inside the houses there. So that's why they have all kinds of problems. You know, it's going to stay cold here in Boston and into the Northeast, so things are going to stay frozen for a while. We'll talk more with Dr. Greg Postel about the cold and the snow systems that are still on the way.
The way we see it, after a heavy snowfall, you have 2 options. You can stay inside or get behind the wheel of the Jeep Grand Cherokee with an available best-in-class 4x4 traction management system to maximize control, giving you confidence in all weather conditions. This is the Jeep Grand Cherokee, the most awarded SUV ever. Well-qualified lessees can lease the 2015 Grand Cherokee Laredo for $349 a month.
Lowe's presents How to Accidentally Invent a New Word.
This new living room is so you. It's so sophisticated. Exactly. Sophisticated.
Get Valspar Ultra Interior Paint now at a new lower price at Lowe's.
Imagine if razors could move up and down and all around, hugging tight, swirling left and turning right. Behold, new Venus Swirl, the only razor with 5 contour blades and a flexi ball to contour to your tricky places, bones, bends, and all. Smooth and steady going this way and that, bumps and grooves, curvy and flat. For skin as flawless can be, new Venus Swirl. Try it and see.
Ring ring?
Progresso.
It's okay that your soup tastes like my homemade.
It's our slow simmered vegetables and tender white meat chicken.
Apology accepted. I'm watching you, soup people.
Make it Progresso or make it yourself.
Americans, 83% try to eat healthy, yet up to 90% fall short in getting key nutrients from food alone. Let's do more. Add One-A-Day Women's, complete with key nutrients we may need, plus it supports physical energy with B vitamins. One-A-Day Women's.
Testosterone therapy, low T therapy, has been linked to heart attack, stroke, blood clot, or death. If you have used testosterone therapy gels, sprays, patches, or pellet implants and were injured, you may be entitled to a cash award. If you're a male, use prescription testosterone therapy, and have suffered a heart attack, stroke, blood clot, or death, call now. You may be entitled to a cash award.
Call 1-877-668-5816 now. That's 1-877-668-5816.
Every Sunday night, we're joining these extreme fortune seekers, gambling on the dig of their lives.
Get down now! This ain't a good place to make a mistake.
Everything you love about NASCAR is back. Speed Weeks begins February 12th on Fox Sports 1.
Brought to you by the South Florida Mercedes-Benz dealers, featuring the Mercedes-Benz 2015 GLA and Mercedes-Benz 2015 C-Class, or go to mbsouthflorida.com.
Abracadabra.
Hey, sweetie, what you doing?
Daddy said the water heater was magic.
Oh, really?
Because it can change you from a monster into a normal human being. I wanted to turn myself into a princess.
Hey, princess.
Families everywhere are feeling the love for their natural gas tankless water heaters. Find out why at naturalgaslove.com.
If you're seeing this ad, it's not too late. Just click the mic and enter Cloud. Go with the pros. Proflowers.com. Order now.
The wildest weather ever caught on camera. Oh my God! Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight. Wild Weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 71 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, mostly sunny. High 72. Winds north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mainly clear. Low 52. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, sunny skies. High 77. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Welcome back to Weather Center Live. Welcome back to Weather Center Live. Time for your winter weather update, guys. Let's look at a little bit of snow that's still, believe it or not, ongoing across parts of Massachusetts right now. This has been going really all morning. A very localized area here. We have what's called ocean effect, which is the same thing essentially as lake effect. But that's not the entire story, right? There's actually a coastal front there. We've got winds coming in different directions, leading to a little bit of a convergence right along that zone. So we've got some of that going on. This is kind of the never-ending little snow batch that just won't leave Massachusetts. The primary circulation, the storm is 500 miles away. But back here, the little bit of snow that wouldn't quit is still hanging out across parts of eastern New England, guys. The rest of New England looks pretty good. There's a lot of sunshine out, but I can see the southern extent of the snowpack right along that zone. So really, you know, sun is out now, but don't count on it being out all weekend or all the rest of the week, because There are a couple of little swirlies moving through the jet stream that I can see that are going to be approaching from the northwest. In this northwesterly flow, guys, it's got a couple of little ripples in it that's going to be bringing, I would say, nickel and diming you with snow for the next 48 hours. And we can track those guys as we go through the next 48 hours or so. We'll see some lake effect snow right there, downwind of Lake Michigan, and also some snow showers break out across New York State and New England. But I don't think there's going to be a ton of snow with any of this. At most, maybe 1 to 3 in eastern Massachusetts. That would be Thursday night and Friday, and of course eastern Maine as well. And overall, New England will get off fairly easy with that sort of initial set of clipper systems moving through. That would be through Friday. But you know what? It doesn't stop there because there's more coming down the pike, guys. I'm looking at the jet stream level, and there's another little swirly right up in there that tomorrow will be evident moving into the far northern parts of Canada. Not done there. It's going to keep going south right through the Great Lakes and find itself largely offshore on the weekend. And that's a suspicious thing. When you have an upper level vortex, a big circulation lingering offshore, that tells me that there's probably going to be some surface development underneath that. And I think we will have that on Saturday, and particularly on Saturday night. Watch out for a significant snow again across this region. Some of the models are bringing out in excess of 6 inches in eastern New England Saturday night and early Sunday before the whole thing pulls on out to sea on Sunday. Never-ending pattern, guys. I hope it ends soon. And I'll talk more about when it might at 50 past the hour. Back to you, Vic.
Oh, yes, our fingers are crossed and toes, too, that this cycle will be ending very soon. But if you want to just escape it all, you can head west, my friend, because let me tell you, Las Vegas looking great right now. Temperatures in the low to middle 60s, and look at the beautiful sunshine we have looking out over the city, all of that sunshine, and it is great, not only in Vegas, but Denver, and even over to San Francisco, Los Angeles, and even Seattle. So a winter escape, just head to the west. All areas west, say, of the Mississippi, and that's where the big ridge of high pressure starts to build. And when we say ridge, we mean the jet stream pushing all the way basically into Canada. And you know, the jet stream, the dividing line between the cold and the warm. So when the jet stream is that far north, then that means all areas south of it will notice warm conditions. And that's certainly what we're expecting right on through the weekend. Afternoon highs will be 15 to 25 degrees above average. So the west really is best weather-wise. When you talk about these temperatures running a good 15 to 20 degrees above average, look at Friday in Los Angeles, 86 degrees. The normal high is about 68, and even in the mid-80s on Saturday. Denver, you'll be close to 70 degrees on Saturday. And there you see Vegas, some 17 degrees above average on Saturday afternoon, up to 80 degrees. Nick?
All right, but let's go back to the cold and snow now as we continue to see amazing video in the Northeast. Worcester, Massachusetts currently holds the title of snowiest city in the U.S. Our Paul Gudlow doing his part, helping to clear away some of the 36.9 inches of snow. Check him out using a snowblower and a shovel to help dig out. Now, Worcester usually gets just above 5.5 inches of snow. So far, they've had a little over 92 inches.
At Intel, they have technology that lets your face be your password. Oh, that is one secure password.
Intel. This is where it all changes.
Let's go from our little girl to all grown up. Let's say out with the old and in with the options, like that one, or those, with features like this. Let's get exactly what we imagined for less than we thought, and turn a modest budget into a majorly stylish bath. New bathroom? No problem. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Shop stylish vanities in-store and online.
Anyone have occasional constipation, diarrhea, gas, bloating?
Yes.
One Phillips Colon Health probiotic cap each day helps defend against these occasional digestive issues with 3 types of good bacteria. Live the regular life. Phillips.
No, I understand better than most that Washington doesn't come together on much. And it seems like it's even harder for them to get something right. But recently they did both. The new Reverse Mortgage Stabilization Act makes the reverse mortgage loan program even stronger. They ensured the stability of this important financial tool because they recognize the benefits a reverse mortgage can bring to millions of American seniors. It provides you with greater protection, more flexibility, and more confidence in your retirement.
Call 1-800-660-9362 now for your free information kit, including a complete reverse mortgage guide and DVD, personal stories from real borrowers, and a helpful family guide. Call 1-800-660-9362 for your free info kit today.
The fact is, a reverse mortgage is a proven way to turn your home's equity into cash. It's that simple. Facts usually are. You see, there's a lot of money just sort of sitting in your home, and AAG can help you use that equity to pay off some bills, eliminate your existing mortgage, fund your retirement, live a better life.
Call 1-800-660-9362 now to receive an info kit, including a reverse mortgage guide, DVD, and a new family guide. Call 1-800-660-9362.
AAG offers a range of reverse mortgages, and they'll help you find the one that best suits your family's needs. You can even get a line of credit that grows over time and allows you to use the money whenever you need it. Makes a lot of sense to me. Get all the facts. In the kits, you'll receive a helpful 3-part guide. The first will show you how a government-insured reverse mortgage allows you to access the equity in your home as tax-free cash. 500,000 people have already done it. The second booklet contains stories told by people just like you who've had their lives changed forever using a reverse mortgage. And the third guide is full of helpful answers and information for children and loved ones. Today's reverse mortgages are safer and smarter than ever. And that's a fact. AAG, the best advice for a better life.
Call 1-800-660-9362.
Every Sunday night, we're joining these extreme fortune seekers, gambling on the dig of their lives.
Get down now! This ain't a good place to make a mistake.
Season 3 of Prospectors, The $1 Million Mountain. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 71 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, mostly sunny. High 72. Winds north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mainly clear. Low 52. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, sunny skies. High 77. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
So we've got like 60 years of experience here. And that's just Sam.
Jim Cantori, now on AMHQ. Weekday mornings at 7.
I like the snow. I wish it was all snow.
I'm tired of it. Somewhere warm on a beach.
I'll take snowy over cold.
When do you get to ski down the center of the street? We love snow.
Yeah, I'm afraid we've got a lot of visions of beaches in our heads here around the Northeast. Hi, and thanks for joining us back here on Weather Center Live. I'm Nick Walker.
And I'm Vivian Brown. Amazing, impressive, trying to clear out, and now we have more snow to talk about?
Yeah, there are some questions exactly about, how much we're going to get, who will see what, and of course, we're keeping an eye on the timing of it all as well.
Oh, yes, we are. We're breaking all of that down in just a few minutes. But first, to bring in Paul Goodlow, he's live in the Boston area.
And you've got a smile on your face, Paul. That's always a good thing when there's snow all around.
We love to see you laughing like this, Paul.
Well, I'm just laughing at people. They have no clue what I'm doing. They see the Weather Channel. The camera's across the street. So, you guys trying to get on a train?
No.
No?
You guys should go up there and film. There's a boat stuck in the intersection.
A boat?
Seriously.
On the street?
On the street, yeah. He took the turn, hit the snowbank. See how the road's blocked off up here?
Uh-huh.
He tried turning the corner right to the right of the round building, and it snuck in the snowbank.
All right. Hey,
It's a 60-foot long boat.
Wow, we got breaking news here in Boston. We got a boat because of snowbanks stuck in the street. Well, maybe you have to check that out. But people are trying to get in and out of South Station. This is where you got a whole hub of activity. You got Amtrak trains coming in. You have the T-line, the subway. Basically, you have buses coming in here as well. So all the lines that come in here go south. So people are trying to get in and out, trying to get their life back to normal. And we talked to someone earlier about how all this snow from all these back-to-back storms have been impacting their day. Take a listen. So looks like we don't have that, but still, we are still dealing with potentially yet another snowstorm. The models are just coming in, and we know Saturday is Valentine's Day, and it might be perhaps time to make alternate plans because we could have more of this coming down depending on if the models really continue this trend of showing maybe some more snow here this weekend. So I was kind of laughing when you came up to me thinking I might be spending Valentine's Day in Beantown this weekend because you never know with this nonstop pattern that we're in here. But definitely temperatures will be cold. The 5-day forecast shows you maybe today, tomorrow might be the warmest until we head into next week. We got teens for high temperatures as we head on towards the weekend. Yes, Viv, with more snow. Something that people around here do not want to hear. Viv?
Absolutely. No one wants to hear that. Not only people in the Northeast, but I don't even want to hear that, unfortunately. But of course, we'll continue to keep you updated. Thanks very much. That's Paul Goodloe reporting in the Boston area with record snows. We've had back-to-back big major winter storms. And as we look down the road a piece, we'll be watching back-to-back Clipper systems. It's a difference because the Clipper systems will be fast-moving, weaker systems opposed to those back-to-back big winter storms that we had. We even gave them names. At least 4 of them had names, and they were quite impressive, and that's why we're talking record amounts. But let's talk more about the Clippers that's to come, because this one, as it moves across the Great Lakes and parts of the Midwest, this is the one that will eventually bring some additional snow into the Northeast, including the Boston area, as we go through the next 36 hours. Say by Friday, late Thursday into Friday, it'll swing from the Great Lakes area over into the Northeast. But how is it going to impact the Great Lakes and the Midwest? Tremendously, because not only are we talking about some light snow, but very, very cold air, and those winds will be howling out of the northwest. Look at the wind chills even right now. We're talking about 18 degrees. That's what it feels like in Green Bay. But look at this, 1 below in Minneapolis and 15 below in Fargo, North Dakota. When you step outside and you factor in, you get caught in one of those northwest winds. So here is that Clipper system as it swings across the Great Lakes. Again, some light snow associated with it, but for this region of the country, the bigger story will be the cold air and the winds. And again, some pockets of heavier snow, but that cold air and winds will be quite brutal for this region of the country. Nick?
And you know, Viv, we've been talking about the weight of all that heavy snow, and it's not just dangerous. I mean, it can be deadly. Jim Cantore has a look at what the stress of shoveling all that snow can do to your heart.
We're here with Boston EMS Chief Jim Hooley to talk a little bit about, what shoveling does and can do, certainly, to not just your heart, but also your back and your leg and your knees. What do you see in terms of an increase after a snowstorm at the EMS?
Well, after a snowstorm like this, we'll typically see an increase of about 10% of our calls. And it could be minor in nature. It could be back aches. It could be a little bit of discomfort. But it also could be chest pain, shortness of breath.
All right, well, I'm going to start shoveling here. We've already taken a base rate of about 84. I'm going to just start to throw this up. I mean, Jim, this is what we were talking about earlier. It's not just throwing the snow in a little pile here. No. This stuff's crust, and you've got to heave it way up, so you're throwing your back into this.
Right, and that's just it. I mean, typically, what we'd advise you to do is to try to go, A, a little bit slower, and B...
I don't know slow.
Right, but when you're trying to throw a distance like that, and when you're twisting your body, you're more likely to strain your lower back, as opposed to be able to grab small bites, walk down over here and deposit it somewhere where you don't have to twist and throw.
Well, I mean, I got to be honest with you. Just having to throw it way up here is harder than digging it and shoveling it out.
Oh, sure it is.
I mean, this is incredible.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's like I said, typically if you could walk down there and toss it over to the side, even though it would take you longer, it might save your back some than what you're doing
if my
right
car
here.
was under here, this is probably a 2 to 3 hour job. Given the kind
Easily.
of crust.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, I mean, this is, all right, let's see what my heart's doing.
Okay.
After all that, we'll get another test and see
All
how
right,
we're doing.
Alex is going to...
Obviously, I feel safe about going at a quick rate because you guys are here.
Yeah.
And you can take me over if anything happened. But
Right.
It's about 100 now.
we went from 84 to 100?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's not too bad.
No, but like I said, so that's probably within your target range. That's within a safe range for you. But again, I'm assuming you're a healthy guy who doesn't
trying
have
to be.
underlying
But I'm eating
cardiac
too much
disease.
clam chowder.
Yeah.
So slow it down. Try not to throw your back out throwing the snow high.
Right, but if
and
you
just realize
if you
it's
don't
going
want
to
to
take you
do
a lot
this
longer.
stress test, if you already have some underlying heart disease, some other medical condition, don't even go and challenge yourself on this.
Pay the kids.
Somebody, pay the kids,
Right.
get somebody else to do it. It's
Jimmy,
not worth it.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Now, hopefully shoveling won't be a part of your Valentine's Day, but here's what to expect if you're trying to make plans. We could see some snow from Boston to Albany to New York City, Philadelphia, back toward Pittsburgh, even on into Cleveland, Detroit, and Chicago with some snowfall there too. By Sunday, it should be a little bit easier to manage right along the coast, but notice the colder air settling in back behind that with highs only in the teens and much, much warmer toward the west. New York City, snowfall on Saturday afternoon and into the evening. So a cold, snowy scenario. Be careful if you are headed out to dinner. Sunday, we should clear up, but it is going to be breezy and very, very cold. We'll continue to see cold temperatures here around Atlanta in the morning hours. Cold for Southerners anyway, but a nice day here on Saturday with 56 degrees for the high. Then we cool it off. Don't even hit 40 degrees here the day after. So we've got a lot of cold temperatures to come. Viv.
Well, record-breaking back-to-back snowstorms can make it hard to live normally, but today that's exactly what New Englanders are trying to do. Find a sense of normalcy. Up next, doing what they can before more snow arrives. This as the big dig out continues. We're back right after your local on the 8th.
Currently in our area, 72 degrees under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, lots of sunshine. High 72. Winds north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mainly clear skies. Low 52. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, a mainly sunny sky. High 77. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Let the Ancestry leaf guide you and reveal the one unique, improbable, and completely remarkable path that led to you. Discover your story. Start searching for free now at Ancestry.com.
What makes it an SUV is what you can get into it. What makes it an NX is what you can get out of it. Introducing the first ever Lexus NX Turbo and Hybrid. Once you go beyond utility, there's no going back.
Sometimes the best used car on the road is the one you're still using. Right now, get a synthetic blend oil change, including a free battery check for only $21.99 at Firestone Complete Auto Care. Whatever you drive a Firestone.
Sir, we're going to need you on the runway later. Don't let a severe cold hold you back. Get Theraflu with the power of 3 medicines to take on your worst pain and fever, cough, and nasal congestion. It breaks you free from your toughest cold and flu symptoms. Theraflu, serious power.
All right, listen up. Out on that field today, you will be ready for anything. And I want you to always remember, this is the greatest team you will ever be part of.
And when they're asked, what did you do to make a difference in the world? They can say, I became a soldier.
Anyone have occasional constipation, diarrhea, gas, bloating?
Yes.
One Phillips Colon Health probiotic cap each day helps defend against these occasional digestive issues with 3 types of good bacteria. Live the regular life. Phillips.
If
If your car's side glass gets broken, trust Safelite. Safelite has more glass in stock than anyone, and we'll get you back on your way fast.
Thank you so much. Good as new.
That's another Safelite advantage.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
Welcome back. Big news from Beverly Hills. Celebrity plastic surgeon Dr. Andrew Orden has discovered an anti-aging breakthrough called Fill and Freeze, and he's giving away 1 million bottles free.
I've spent nearly 30 years looking for an effective, instant breakthrough to reduce the appearance of wrinkles that can be applied topically instead of with surgery or invasive medical techniques. And I finally found it with Derm Exclusives Fill and Freeze.
Wow, I'm young again. I don't feel like an old lady. The lines are gone.
Oh my God. Wow. I can't believe it. It looks really good. It gives you a whole new confidence.
It definitely took 10 years off. If I went to a dermatologist here in the city, I would pay $300-400 for this.
I know you're wondering what Derm Exclusive can do for you. Well, you don't have to wonder. You can order it right now and try it for yourself, absolutely risk-free. And here's how.
Call now during this special direct-to-consumer offer, and you won't pay $120. Today, you can get your own instant results with Fill and Freeze for only $59. But that's not all. Today, we're taking another $20 off, so now you can get this instant wrinkle-removing miracle for the low price of only $39.95. And as part of our 1 million bottle giveaway, Dr. Orden is including a second $60 bottle of Fill and Freeze free. That's nearly $120 of Fill and Freeze for only $39.95. Dr. Orden will even include his MicroPure resurfacing pads, intensive repair serum, and collagen lift moisturizer, a $200 value free. Order now and we'll even upgrade your order to express delivery. That's a $15 value free. Plus, you even get to try it risk-free for 30 days with our money-back guarantee. But you must call to order. Call 1-800-730-7432. That's 1-800-730-7432. Order now.
Hello and welcome back to Weather Center Live, a live look now at Boston. Now, it has been an exhausting few weeks, to say the least. Snow-fatigued conditions setting in for people across New England, because even right now we have a little bit of light snow in the air, temperatures only in the teens. Over 226,000 miles of streets have been plowed of snow.
And almost 60,000 tons of salt spread on those streets. But at least for today, maybe a bit of normalcy for residents as they try to get back to day-to-day activities. Our own Al Roker explains.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
That's right, 8 snow days already this winter, but school back in session for the city of Boston today.
Well, I like staying home, of course, but I actually want to go to school tomorrow.
To make up for those missed days, students will now go to school on Evacuation Day and Bunker Hill Day. School has to be dismissed for the year no later than June 30th.
If we miss one more school day, we are going to have a conversation to look at Saturdays, look at April vacation.
No snow days for the 25,000 employees at Mass General Hospital either. They've been carpooling, staying with friends nearby, even sleeping on these blow-up mattresses on the floor in the hospital, just keeping the place running.
We've actually had hospital-based sleep rooms as well, several different conference rooms. 50, as many as 100 people have stayed here at night or during the day after overnight shifts, sleeping in tough situations.
The National Guard marching in and moving out large mounds of snow with tactical dump trucks trying to clear the city of all this snow.
Snowbanks are extremely high, so visibility is cut down when people are trying to merge off the streets, going onto streets, sidewalks and things like that. So, it makes it challenging for everyone out there.
A lot of these communities are struggling with the amount of snow and the toll that it's taking on the public crews and their equipment.
We're at the end of our ropes. We've been working pretty straight through for now a good solid couple of weeks. So, our crews are tired, our equipment's tired. We're still working, we're still doing the best we can, but certainly some additional help is very welcome at this point.
A sentiment echoed by residents as well after 72.5 inches of snow in the past few weeks.
Any help will do because there's just nowhere to put it, and everybody's struggling trying to walk around, get around.
That's great. I think they need the help to get rid of the snow.
All the help that we can get by any means.
And of course, what we don't want to hear are more snow systems coming your way, and that will bring more snow here to New England. As a matter of fact, we're still getting a little bit of that lake effect, or make that ocean effect snow around Boston. A bit of snow back toward the Great Lakes with lake effect there. The only snow in the west because of warm temperatures way up high in the highest mountains there of Arizona. We'll see another system coming into New England as we head through the day tomorrow, and look at the colder air spilling in behind that as well. Temperatures in the teens across portions of the Great Lakes, then highs in the teens here around the Northeast as we get a break from one system and another one just drops right in behind it. And then by the time we get into Valentine's Day, we're going to see more snowy conditions here from New England back toward the Midwest. Note, in the west, the warmth just continues. The dry weather continues for the most part here around the southwest. Inland areas of the northwest could see some rain and mountain snow by Sunday. And then watch what happens as we head into the first of next week. Another system develops here around the midsection of the nation, a variety of precipitation types. The purple indicating where we could see icy conditions, the sleet, the snow, and then we'll see that move eastward again. So Tuesday, we get a big mess in the east once again with rain to the south and a mixture of precipitation types here around the Ohio Valley and the Mid-Atlantic. And yes, more snow up into the northeast, including you in Boston. So messy times ahead here as we head through the next 7 days, whereas we will eventually cool down a little bit here around the southwest. We're still going to stay very, very warm in the meantime. And if you're looking to go to Colorado to do a little bit of skiing, finally, we might see some snowfall there up in the mountains. Of course, we've got plenty of it if you head up into those New England resorts. Just getting there is the challenge to do that, Viv.
Well, I'll tell you what, as we look at the current radar in Boston, you can see we're having ocean effect snow with a temperature of only 19 degrees in the Boston area. Oh, can we get rid of some of this snow? Well, there is the main area of low pressure. It'll be moving away, but another system coming in from the west. We'll talk more about this one next.
Boston Market introduces our 2 for $20 complete meal deal. For just $20, get 2 individual meals, like our all-natural rotisserie chicken, 2 classic sides, 2 drinks, and 2 desserts, all for a limited time, only at Boston Market.
With Crizal No Glare lenses, neither scratch, nor smudge, nor glare of night can keep you from the clearest vision possible. Plus, Crizal gives you the most comprehensive UV protection. Crizal No Glare lenses. Live life in the clear.
Hi, you've reached Emma. I'm out of the office right now, but we'll get back to you just as soon as I possibly can.
Join us for exclusive Discovery at Sea experiences. Princess Cruises, come back new.
Atlantic beats Florida.
Oh, love it.
Houma, Louisiana.
Oh, fantastic food. Carefree, Arkansas.
Been there.
Louisville, Texas.
Done that. Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Phil and I go way back. Love that little animal.
Weekday mornings, Jim Cantori, Sam Champion, and Jennifer Delgado on AMHQ, starting at 7.
So we've got like 60 years of experience here, and that's just Sam.
Weekday mornings at 7, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 72 degrees under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, lots of sunshine. High 72. Winds north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mainly clear skies. Low 52. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, a mainly sunny sky. High 77. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
If you've ever wondered how you're going to survive another harsh winter, or stay dry from torrential rain showers, or savor the last warm rays of sun, step inside the Jeep Grand Cherokee and wonder no more. This is the Jeep Grand Cherokee, the most awarded SUV ever. Well-qualified lessees can lease the 2015 Grand Cherokee Laredo for $349 a month.
Anyone have occasional constipation, diarrhea, gas, bloating?
Yes.
One Phillips Colon Health probiotic cap each day helps defend against these occasional digestive issues with 3 types of good bacteria. Live the regular life. Phillips.
Testosterone therapy, low T therapy, has been linked to heart attack, stroke, blood clot, or death. If you have used testosterone therapy gels, sprays, patches, or pellet implants and were injured, you may be entitled to a cash award. If you're a male, use prescription testosterone therapy, and have suffered a heart attack, stroke, blood clot, or death, call now. You may be entitled to a cash award.
Call 1-877-668-5816 now. That's 1-877-668-5816.
Hut. When it comes to losing weight, everyone has a number. And if you want to get your performance back and feel great, do what I did. One call and I lost it all. 22 pounds gone.
Lose weight fast with Nutrisystem's Fast 5 Plus kit. Lose 5 pounds in your first week, plus 1 inch off your waist or your money back, guaranteed.
Nutrisystem has everything you need to feel better, look better, and perform better at any age, faster than ever before.
I haven't felt this good in years. Thank you, Nutrisystem. I lost 8 pounds in the first week.
Order your 28-day Nutrisystem plan right now, including Fast 5 Plus. Get 1 week of meals, plus 1 week of energizing shakes and Craving Crusher shakes, free. New food selections, new expert guides. Call now and lock in 2014 prices, and shipping is free.
Whether your number's 10.
With the dog as a partner, I've got to be up on my voice commands. That's why Xfinity's new voice remote is perfect for me. Find cop shows. I just say it and I see it. Finding my shows has never been easier. Watch Top Chef.
The new X1 voice remote from Xfinity is coming soon. Perfect for people who want entertainment the easy way.
If you struggle with back pain, you have the power to turn it off. With this.
Smart Relief from Icy Hot. Just press a button and Smart Relief sends a wave of relaxing pulses that quickly and safely block even chronic back pain for fast, noticeable relief that lasts.
It's the same type of therapy doctors and physical therapists use. And it's wireless, reusable, and easy to use. Turn on Smart Relief and turn off pain.
Box. Or call toll-free 1-800-FRESHEST and mention TV. Go online now.
So we've got like 60 years of experience here. And that's just Sam.
Jim Cantori, now on AMHQ. Weekday mornings at 7.
I got to park 2-3 feet away from the curb sometimes. And it's, it's bad.
Yeah, people are getting frustrated trying to shovel, pick, and hack down ice just to reach the cars. The answer, at least in Port Washington, New York, is a bus-sized machine that melts away snow piles. Snow melters use a burner to melt snow about 100 tons or 13 dump truck loads every hour. That's a lot of snow in a short time. Hey, we've gotten a lot of snow in a short time, haven't we? Dr. Greg Postel, no rest for the weary. Let's head to the lab.
No rest, no peace. That's right, Nick. I know. We're dealing with more snow even in the next 48 hours across parts of the Great Lakes and Northeast. Let's go to the map. Through Friday, we expect places to get 1 to 3 inches there. Even again in New England, places that have been hit oh so hard. It's not going to come hard and all at once. It's going to be kind of a nickel and diming effect, I think, over the next 2 days as we see the northwesterly flow over the northeastern part of the country continue. And you can actually pick out on the satellite picture one little circulation right there. It doesn't have a whole lot of clouds with it, but there's another one over here too. And each of those guys will sort of add to what we've already seen over the last months, it seems like, over the Northeast with the cold and relatively snowy conditions there. So let's go. As we move through this afternoon, you see some light snow breaking out across parts of New England. That's that lead disturbance that moves through. And then there's another one behind it. That secondary one will help enhance some of the lake effect snows here across parts of, Indiana and eastern Michigan. That would be tomorrow morning. Watch out for a little bit of a banding here that the models are insisting on getting into Indiana. There could be some significant accumulations in very localized spots there. Then we go through the afternoon hours and watch what happens. A little bit of snow continues in eastern New England tomorrow evening. Most of the development with this circulation will be offshore, heading out that way. So I don't think we're going to see a whole lot there with this one. Again, remember the map, generally 1 to 3. But as we go through the weekend, look what happens on Saturday. Another circulation, not one that you can pick out on the satellite pictures right now because it's pretty far away, but it's going to come racing into the scene that will deliver some snow, we think, snow showers across parts of Pennsylvania, New York State, and the Northeast. And then on Saturday night, we will see the new development of a low pressure here not far from the Gulf of Maine. That might indeed bring some significant snow back on its western edge, all the way from down East Maine through the New York area. Some of the models are dumping out over a foot of snow again. The latest Euro, full disclosure, brings over a foot in eastern Massachusetts. The GFS is a little less aggressive at this morning's run, bringing about 6 inches or so. And then on Sunday, goes on out to sea. So that would be a weekend event, let alone just the next 48 hours. We get a couple of inches over the weekend. We might get a more significant storm there. And if that weren't enough, guys, I'm sorry, it's going to be cold behind this, because if you look at the pattern on Saturday and Sunday, look at some of these numbers. Even gets into the south. My goodness, highs in the upper 30s in Atlanta, 13 in Boston with all that snow on the ground. That is 26 degrees below average for this time of year. So what gives? Why are we locked into this awful winter pattern? If you can't stand snow, you're thinking, go away. I'm going to blame the jet stream, and I'm going to look at it right now and show you that the jet stream is flowing really fast out of the west over the mid-Pacific. But it stops. It like hits a brick wall right there. It will not move into the U.S. It goes back in curlicues here and then comes down over the United States. But we are not getting a west wind into the United States that would warm us up with that maritime Pacific flow. And this goes all the way back to last fall. We've seen repeated decay, sort of the graveyard of cyclones out here that leads to this ridge development and the trough development and repeated cold shots in the U.S., guys. I wish I could say something else than, guess what? What you see is what you get, because we're going to get repeated rounds of cold shots into the northeast and eastern half of the U.S. for the next week to 10 days. Viv, back to you.
Repeated rounds. Yeah, we've heard that before. All right, we seem to go from one extreme to the other, from record-breaking snow in the Northeast
to views like this across the West. This is Los Angeles. Beautiful day today. All you have to do is go west of the Mississippi and the temperatures will warm up and warm up and warm up. More details coming up.
Currently in our area, 72 degrees under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, lots of sunshine, high 72. Winds north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mainly clear skies. Low 52. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, a mainly sunny sky. High 77. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Deep in winter, and almost everyone in the Northeast knows exactly what we're talking about, because they're waist deep in snow.
And you know, if the snow weren't enough, add in dangerously cold temperatures, having to make sure your home stays warm, and if you have to venture out, making sure you're prepared.
And now add in more winter weather, and it's enough to make you really mentally fatigued. But we're here to try to take away some of that stress by making sure you know what's coming, when, where, and how much. Our live in-depth coverage starts right now on Weather Center Live. so much for joining us. I'm Vivian Brown.
And I'm Nick Walker. The potential to make an already intense, miserable situation worse.
Yes, and the uncertainty now surrounding back-to-back clippers on the way in the Northeast, likely making people uneasy as they try to get back to normal. Their lives are just out of sorts right now.
And it's easy to see why. Take a look at some of these areas here. Adding insult to injury, some cities are getting tough with people who leave their cars in the way of snowplows. Tow trucks have been out in full force in New Haven, Connecticut. A lot of people complain, though, saying they only got the notice the night before and that some signs weren't visible. New Haven officials say they're working on better ways to let people know about parking bans to remove snow.
And how ironic is this now? Check out Summer Street. Yes, this is Summer Street, but it's piled high with snow. This is in Marblehead, Massachusetts now, where they're running out of room to put all of this snow. Some snow banks are as high as 8 feet, and town officials say it's a safety issue and are dumping the snow into the harbor.
All right, those are the pictures. Let's talk about some of the numbers, and some of these numbers have broken records because of all that snow. Yep. Now, notice the winter storms back to back to back to back. Okay, back to back to back to back. Yeah, Juno, Carrie, Marcus, Linus, 7-day records broken, 14-day records broken. Look at the snow piling up, 20, 30, and a 40-day record broken as well.
Yeah, and in 40 days, over 6 feet of snow have already fallen in the Boston area. Now, Beantown definitely trying to return to normal, allowing people the chance to dig out from all of that record snow.
All right, let's bring in the Weather Channel's Paul Goodloe live in Boston now to show us how people are dealing with all of this mess. And Paul, we still, let's see, do I see some flakes? Yeah, a few little blowing around. You know, you thought you were going to have a day free of snow, but you know, nature kind of did a little end run on you here.
Well, yeah, it's definitely, you know, still more madness flying here in the air. But I got to tell you, last half hour we talked, there was that gentleman across the street told me there was a boat stuck on a snowbank up the street. We're like, what's going on? We went there, and we're going to hot roll this video from our camera so you can lose my audio. But just take a look at what we saw literally 2 blocks away. I don't know how long that boat is, probably maybe between 40 and 55 feet. I didn't quite measure it, but the Maggie May there is now on snow dock instead of dry dock. And one of the guys actually helping to shovel that boat out is Steve Brooks with the Downtown Boston Ambassadors. Now, you got the call on the radio, and the radio call said what?
It said that there was a vehicle stuck in the snowbank and traffic was backed up, so we headed down there to see if we could help free up the vehicle and get traffic going again.
And you're thinking it might be a truck because you're just busy digging out an 18-wheeler. You got there, and what do you see?
We see a big boat stuck in the snowbank and thought this was going to be a pretty challenging task to get it out.
And have you ever seen something like that?
No, I've been doing this for 7 years, and we haven't had a vehicle that big. We've done some buses in the past, but never a big boat.
It's actually stuck on kind of a snowbank, and the problem is there's no place to put that snow.
No, there's absolutely no place to put the snow, so we're going to have to carry it over about 10 feet behind us and toss it on the snowbank back there and go from there, I guess.
And you guys have been digging out for at least, 45 minutes now. How much longer do you think it'll take to kind of free that boat up?
Probably another 45 minutes, an hour maybe, but we'll get it. We'll call some more guys and we'll get it going.
All right, Steve, thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
And thanks for your hard work out here, too.
Have a good day.
Thanks. Him and his crews, they're definitely doing a lot here in the downtown business district here in Boston. They're shoveling all the sidewalks, doing the best they can to hopefully make this at least pedestrian friendly until yet the next snow starts falling here, Viv.
Paul, I don't understand now. Why were they moving the boat in the first place?
I don't know. Maybe maybe they have money to burn. No, I don't know. Maybe they're bored. They've been locked in the house. I have no idea. There might be a boat show. I think. Oh, apparently there's a boat show nearby. So perhaps they go to the boat show. I guess people are thinking warm thoughts, getting in the water and getting on the boats.
Okay.
Maybe that's it.
Okay, well, that's a good explanation, I guess. It starts with the mind. Thanks very much. That's Paul Goodlow, of course, reporting from the Boston area where he's seen all kinds of things because it is just it's just out of whack in the Boston area seeing this much snow. And he just saw a boat in the middle of the street. Okay, here we go. Still dealing with ocean effect snow in the Boston area. You saw a few flakes flying around the area with Paul Goodlow there. The temperature of 19 degrees, so it's still very cold in Boston. The center of the low pressure is well out to sea, but again, some of that ocean effect snow that we're dealing with. Here comes the next system, though. This one will bring maybe an additional 2 inches of snow in the Boston area starting tomorrow into tomorrow night. But at least today we get a break from any heavy snow in the area. But a quick look at the forecast. All right, back to you, Nick.
All right, more systems on the way as Clipper systems come one after another to invade areas around the Great Lakes and into the Northeast. You know what Clippers are. They're fast-moving systems. They've got some cold air with them. They've got some wind and a little bit of snow. And that is the pattern here. And you get that cold air over the unfrozen lakes. Lake Erie's not unfrozen, but, you know, most of Lake Michigan is and Lake Ontario, and then you get that lake effect snow. Now, the water in the lakes is cold, but the air coming over it is colder, and that is why we're seeing more snow coming into play here, particularly around Michigan today, where some areas could get 5 to 8 inches, lesser amounts toward the south there, probably 3 to 5 inches, 1 to 3 inches farther toward the east. So as the system continues to make its way eastward, we're going to see more snowfall here around portions of New England. It'll tap the moisture from the ocean, and we're going to get this coastal storm developing offshore, so more wind-blown snow could blow right back on into the Boston area. Here it comes, and then it gets that moisture coming into play once again. So more systems on the way, and then another one Saturday. We'll talk about that coming up.
Heartburn.
Did someone say burn? Try Alka-Seltzer Relief Chews. They work just as fast and are proven to taste better than Tums Smoothies assorted fruit.
Amazing.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Chews. Enjoy the relief.
Guess what goes really well with eggs? Pillsbury Grand's biscuits make breakfast even better. Grand's biscuits make breakfast pop.
Hut. When it comes to losing weight, everyone has a number. And if you want to get your performance back and feel great, do what I did. One call and I lost it all. 22 pounds gone.
Lose weight fast with Nutrisystem's Fast 5 Plus Kit. Lose 5 pounds in your first week, plus 1 inch off your waist or your money back guaranteed.
Nutrisystem has everything you need to feel better, look better, and perform better at any age, faster than ever before.
I haven't felt this good in years. Thank you, Nutrisystem. I lost 8 pounds in the first week.
Order your 28-day Nutrisystem plan right now, including Fast 5 Plus. Get 1 week of meals, plus 1 week of energizing shakes and craving crusher shakes. Free. New food selections, new expert guides. Call now and lock in 2014 prices. And shipping is free.
Whether your number's 10 or 50, make the right call. Nutrisystem.
Call 855-789-FIN now and lose your first 5 pounds fast.
Every Sunday night, we're joining these extreme fortune seekers, gambling on the dig of their lives.
Get down now! This ain't a good place to make a mistake.
Season 3 of Prospectors, The $1 Million Mountain. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 72 degrees under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, lots of sunshine, high 72. Winds north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mainly clear skies, low 52. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, a mainly sunny sky, high 77. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
So we've got like 60 years of experience here. And that's just Sam.
Jim Cantori, now on AMHQ. Weekday mornings at 7.
How do I get hotel deals nobody else gets? I know a guy. I know this guy, Coloito, and this guy who knows a guy. Hey, guy. I know a guy in New York, Vegas, Dallas. I've known some guys for decades. And son, nice to meet you. Let's deal. My competitors may know a guy, but I know over 60,000 guys. And gals.
Exclusive hotel deals up to 60% off. Priceline.com.
My feet felt so heavy at the end of the day.
They used to get really tired.
Until I started gelling.
I got Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles.
When they're in my shoes, my feet and legs feel less tired.
It's like walking on a wave.
Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles.
I'm a believer.
All cars are racing against time. Some are just doing better than others. Save 25% on durable Firestone Destination LE2 tires for your SUV at Firestone Complete Auto Care. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
Sir, we're going to need you on the runway later.
Don't let a severe cold hold you back. Get Theraflu. It has the power of 3 medicines to take on your worst pain and fever, cough, and nasal congestion. Theraflu breaks you free from your toughest cold and flu symptoms, so you never miss a day. Theraflu. Serious power.
Well, this is what's happening across much of New England today because of all the snow. We've had several reports of roofs collapsing and caving in.
You hate to see this, you know. We've seen dozens of them, unfortunately, over the last few days, from homes to businesses, including a music store in Rockland that is home to a rhinestone-covered grand piano once owned by Liberace.
Wow. Well, I tell you what, our own meteorologist, Mark Elliott, now is here to explain the science behind the weight of snow and why it could cause the roof to cave in.
Standing inside this room, you wouldn't think I'd have any problems because of snow accumulation, but right above my head, that's where the real danger lies. A cubic foot of snow can weigh around 7 pounds if the snow is dry and fluffy, but could weigh over 20 pounds if it is wet and compact.